Hi there, welcome to the year 2025, the year that your love life is going to take a better turn and it's going to remain forever so. I welcome you to another episode of the Love Laboratory. I am Adebayo Ilupeju, but we don't have much to talk about today. But then it's just getting you started in the right direction in your relationship journey. And there are quite a number of things to do, but we'll just hop on a few of them to put zest, to refresh your relationship, to make it even better. Don't go away. Whether you have been together since forever or you are freshest in the relationship, well, once you're married, it's like you've been there since forever because it gets like a routine and you get bored somewhere along the line. You're thinking of something else to do. Well, not a lot of people think about these new things to do to keep the relationship alive, but definitely there's boredom after a while with a partner. Here are a few things that you can do right, and there are so many others that you can decide to add to the pool. Spending time apart. Oh, you thought I was going to say spending time together. Well, if you had to be together, then quality had to be added. You need to spend time apart. Yes, psychologists have found that time that you spend apart makes you more attracted to your partner because you discover some new things, you have time for yourself, you can figure out so many things that you've had issues with when you are alone. Sometimes it's not about just being alone, but you want to be alone because you want to figure out some personal issues. You want to have that feeling of missing your partner. And say you're away for a couple of hours in a day, especially if you do most of the things that you do together, you're likely to start to miss your partner because there are some little things that they do that gets you a bit above your nerves and you tend to react. But when you go away, there may be time to ruminate over this. Sometimes it might be on a work holiday. You might go somewhere based on your job. So you don't want to turn down opportunities to work out stations once in a while because in the long run, it favors your relationship. It just leaves you with time to think things over the moment you are not away because you can now recall some of those lovely things your partner has done. And upon return, you are already hungry and you just want to grab onto your partner. Does this make sense to you? Well, it does to me. I've been away a number of times, and when I return, I find out that yes, I am wanting my partner even more. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're married or you're still dating or you're still fresh in this. The reality is that when you spend some time apart, the attraction becomes even greater. Let me know if you think otherwise. With life becoming more challenging, having to deal with the kids, having to deal with workmates, having to think about your KPIs on your job, having to think about friends, neighbors, and your finances, or even the global finances on the dwindling side, you are constrained with so many challenges. And to help your partner to get your relationship better, it is important that you learn to listen. I take it again. It is important that you learn to listen and listen very, very well because there are such cues that your partner drops on the table. Sometimes it might be intentional and sometimes they do it subconsciously. The economy is not in a good shape at the moment, and so there are loads of things that your partner is thinking about. And when you figure out all this, your ability to listen, Sometimes now listening is not just about hearing the words direct, but being able to sense, to perceive changes, to notice crankiness, to notice those things that are not the way they used to be. That's what listening is. For the marketing enthusiasts, they might be able to understand this much better. But listening goes beyond just hearing words and responding to the words alone, but being able to even sense the unspoken words. When you are able to listen, it gives you an edge into your relationship, and you can easily manage situations to the point where your partner becomes appreciative, because eventually you're going to address situations that were never spoken about. It makes you some sort of a genius, if you ask me. But becoming a genius is a function of listening appropriately. So learn to listen. Now, to some of us, this may seem, uh, well, it's not, because it's pretty much part of life. But I've heard people who shy away from trying to address this. You need to have a quality sex life. What kind of sex life do you have? Do you talk? Do you engage appropriately? You might want to talk to a sex therapist to learn more about this. But the first point that I mentioned, that's the spending time apart, is actually a precursor to this. Because when you spend some time apart and you return, there's always like fire in the room. There's that strong attraction, so much attraction that you can actually generate electricity. And so you need to now think about this and think about the best ways to make this happen. Life situations, like I reeled out earlier, having to deal with kids, having to deal with your finances, having to cope with work, having to travel, having to deal with neighbors and friends, all these things sometimes have negative effects on your sex life. It affects the quality of sex, especially if you are bothered about your finances and you have huge expectations that are becoming rather difficult to meet. You want to take your time, you want to learn how to relax, and probably you even want to discuss this with your partner where you are able to reach a compromise on what to do or how to handle situations. And when the situations are beyond control, then you want to probably reach out to an expert to get advice. But sex and relationships, when I say sex and relationships now, it means for couples who are in this friendship for a long haul. Think about it. And either you get your own possible solutions or you consult an expert and get the best ways to address this. Now, this is the best of them. Create novel experiences. Well, so for some people, it's just about playing games within the house. It could be couples games. There are card games now that addresses virtually every situation of life, and especially the love angle of things. You could get cards like that. You could be in the house together if you have not been playing the game of chess, if you have not been playing any of these board games. You could introduce that, or crazily so, for this part of the world. I'm in Africa, um, and not a lot of families play around with trampolines. So if you bring trampoline into the house, well, people might just think, oh, this is for the kids. And when they see you there, they find it very funny. But imagine getting yourself trampoline in the house, and once in a while, you both jump in it and toss around and do all sorts of things. Just something that is totally different from your every Saturday night burger or every Saturday night nkwobi for those who are from Nigeria, or for, just those regular hangouts at the bar. You may decide that next Saturday or next weekend is going to be at the beach. I mean, this is not holiday season, but you take your partner to the beach, like even on a regular day. Imagine on a Wednesday night you come back from work and the beach is not too far away, and you decide to go spend 2 hours at the beach just simply looking at nature. Or taking your partner all the way for mountain climbing, or you know how to swim. How about one or two classes in scuba diving? Just something completely out of the way. And it renews, it reinvigorates, it makes the relationship better. At every given point, you must do something spontaneous. And if you're able to spring these surprises from time to time, now it's not restricted to one partner. Both partners can actually make it a game that you never know what he's coming up with next. And so from time to time, something new happens, something unexpected. And because it's not like a daily event, it has a way of making your relationship better because there's always something to look forward to. And you're not even sure exactly when this is going to come. I can tell you for free that there are so many ways and so many things that can be done to make your relationship better in 2025. While this has been more about uh, love based relationships, I want to tell you that even on the job or in your every association, springing positive surprises, good things occasionally would always strengthen your relationship. It could be the relationship with your boss, it could be relationship with your friends. Imagine surprising your friends with gifts, gifts that they have certainly spoken about at some point, and for some reason they may not be able to get. And within your limits, you are able to get precisely what they want or something close to it. It always improves the relationship and makes it better and better over time. So, what would you be doing differently? Please, just to help us all get better, leave a comment and let's talk about this. Are there things that you disagree with in my presentation? Let's know in the comment section. But here again is wishing you a prosperous 2025. I am Adebayo Ebikeji. I'll see you next time.